Welcome back to Sick.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday, baby. And it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, and it's episode 4.
It is episode 4. And what has happened in the past week, Annabelle?
A lot's happened in the past week for the movie community.
It has. It's been quite a bustling, despite the fact that there is a January slump of new movies.
Correct. Miller's Girl came out, but that's not the highlight of the week.
ISS did come out as well last week.
Yes.
That might be the highlight.
Maybe. Well,
maybe.
The highlight of the movie community is the 2024 Academy Award nominations.
That is so true. Those have been released. Those have come out.
About time.
We definitely are going to talk probably a little more in depth about like what actually is going to happen closer to March, I think. But
for sure. Little Oscars episode, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe a little Oscars pre and a little Oscars post.
Yeah, a little prediction.
The Academy Awards are a little
and a little surmise.
Yeah, we could really talk about it. We could probably make like 30 episodes about the Oscars if we're honest.
You're so right.
I think that we could give a little brief discussion about those that have been released, those award nominations.
Yeah. Are there any like immediate thoughts that pop out for you?
I feel like the thing is, my personal thought that comes up first is it actually didn't hit me until a little later because I had actually texted you. And I was like, now wait a damn minute. Margot Robbie was not nominated for Best Actress. And Greta Gerwig was not nominated for Best Director.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
No, insane. The little Barbie controversy. It's all of us. Everyone's talking about it. Ryan's talking about it.
Hillary Clinton's talking about it.
Hillary Clinton, First Lady Hillary Clinton, is talking about it on her grid. Not even a story post. She wants the world to know.
I am also talking about it because I'm a little shocked at America Ferrera actually being in the nominations and Margot Robbie not. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm confused.
And I'm not upset that America Ferrera was nominated.
No, absolutely not.
It's more like, one, I did not expect it at all.
No.
And then I did expect Margot to get a nomination. So that was just the big
That's
one for
insane
me.
That she didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. Like, mentally, I just put her there. And then I was like, no, wait a damn minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit. It, like, hit me, like, 15 minutes after the nominations were announced that I was like, wait, Margot is not there.
Especially Greta for direction. I'm like, did the actors direct themselves who were nominated? Did the Best Picture nominee direct itself? I don't understand.
It's like, you're going to give 2 actors a nomination. Who do you think made them the characters that they are? Like,
and also, like,
do you think
Best
got that
Picture
performance out of them? Yeah. I don't know. Something's not adding up, but whatever.
Misogyny, I love it.
Anything else? Do you have any other like?
I mean, that's like the hottest take. I feel that was like the big snub. Is there anything else that was like hot and heavy at the Golden Globes and then ignored?
There was a lot of. I feel like there was a lot of just expected. You know what I mean? In terms of like
Oppenheimer,
and like honestly, the Best Picture.
Okay, wait. American Fiction.
Oh, American Fiction is everywhere.
That's the one that I was shocked by its ubiquity.
American Fiction is not by any means bad.
I thoroughly enjoyed it as a little
I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
But for it to be as recognized as it was, I was like, oh.
That's crazy. I didn't think that the Academy would even watch it, to be honest.
I agree. Oh, also, you know what got a lot more recognition than I expected?
What?
Is Maestro.
Actually, yes, so true.
For it to be a Best Picture nominee, Carey Mulligan got the nomination for Best Actress, which love that for her. I thought she was great in it, so that's cool. But that one, I just didn't expect it to have as much.
That's so true. I thought everyone wanted it gone.
I don't know, but I mean, I feel like those are the only like big things that really stuck out to me.
They were the crazy ones.
We can definitely go a little more in depth as we.
Absolutely, but I just thought, we needed to mention
that's such a topic. That's something we need to talk about because it's a big deal. It's happening right now in front of our eyes.
Yeah, we watched it live on Tuesday morning.
We did.
Hot off the presses.
So besides the Oscar nominees being released,
Yes.
something else happened this week. Very big in the movie world.
Very big in Utah.
And it might be the title of this
It might
episode.
be. It might be. We haven't titled it yet, but it would be crazy if it's not.
So it might... If you don't know what we're talking about, it's the Sundance Film Festival.
Sundance Film Festival 2024, baby. We went to Sundance.
We went to Sundance. Now, Annabelle and I live very, very busy lives.
We're busy little bees.
We also live very
East
lives
Coast
that
lives.
don't give us the funds to go to Salt Lake City and Park City
So true.
to see Sundance.
We don't have the schedule nor the means.
Exactly. And it's almost as if Sundance said, we understand.
We got it.
So we're going to make a few selections of films online.
Sundance online.
So we did attend Sundance online.
Yeah, we did.
This past
Honored to be
weekend.
there. Honored to be invited.
Yes, thank you so much, Sundance.
I'd
Next
love
year
to thank
we'd love
Sundance.
for you to fund us a trip to Salt Lake City.
Thank you so much. Shout us a flight.
So we watched some of the Sundance movies.
We watched a little selection of 3, which I think is a good number. It's a
It
good
is
amount.
a good number because we only had a weekend to watch it. First of all,
Yeah. I was stressed,
and-
honestly. We were on the clock.
No, I'm not kidding. We watched the last movie on the Sunday when was the final day for us to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if we don't watch it? What's
I
gonna
know.
happen?
Also, when you press play or commit to watching it, there's a 3-hour window that you have to watch the movie in.
5. It's 5 hours.
I'm a liar.
It's still a short window.
still a
so,
short
like,
amount
you
of
have
time.
to watch it in that 5 hours then.
What if
You
there's a
can't be like, I'm
family
gonna come back to it
emergency?
tomorrow.
What if a family member drops dead?
You're out. You're never going to watch it again.
I mean,
Ever.
they're already dead, so it's actually fine. I'd give it 5 hours. They're not going to be more dead in 5 hours.
It is so stressful because I'm scared to click that button. Even if we're
It's
like
scary.
about to watch it, I'm like scared to click the button saying like, well, we're not supposed to because
What
we're
if you
not going to
got
get to.
diarrhea for 5 hours? You know, you just never know what's going to happen.
I'm going to watch it on the toilet. I think I have no choice.
I actually did.
You did?
Yeah. I did need to be and did bring it with me. I'm not pausing for anyone. Sundance, baby.
I also wore my shirt in honor of for video viewers.
Oh, shut up. Your Nicole shirt.
I'm wearing my Nicole shirt.
Somehow Heartbreak
does
feels
feel
good in a place like this.
In Sundance.
Yeah, she played before every Sundance movie.
Every single one, yeah.
In our apartments, live.
Yes, she came in.
Yeah.
It did cost a hefty penny, but
It was worth it. Nicole does love Charm City.
But so yes, we watched 3 movies, and I know, Annabelle, that we have not discussed this, and that it would make sense for us to discuss the movies in the order of which we watched them.
Yes, are we not?
I think we should kind of start with the last movie we watched, and there's a reason for that.
Okay, what is the reason?
So the reason I think we should watch or talk about this last movie first is because this movie isn't going to be available on Hulu in 2 weeks.
There we go.
So this movie is going to be able to be watched relatively soon.
So, for those listening or watching at home, if you weren't cordially invited to Sundance Online like we were for a hefty penny, first of all, I wouldn't tell anyone that. That is embarrassing. But second of all, you could watch along at home soon enough.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the third movie that we watched
Yes.
was Suncoast. It
Suncoast at
was
Sundance.
a Sundance film directed by Laura Chin, I believe.
Yeah. I remember the credits,
And it is a semi-autobiographical film.
which I did not realize until the end.
Yeah, I had read that, but I had forgotten that until the end.
Yeah. Oh. What a watch. What a film.
Yeah, what did you think?
I really liked it. Dare I
did
say,
too.
kind of loved.
I do too.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it was my favorite of the 3 that we watched.
I agree there too. It was
Yeah.
also my favorite of the 3. It was. I almost said it was an easy watch. I don't think it was an easy watch.
It was an
But-
easy watch in that, like, it wasn't hard to sit through. Like, I was compelled the whole time.
Yes.
It was, like, very easy to buy in. Also, like, the whole, like, teenage stuff. I was like, yeah, I've been there. I
Yeah,
get it.
I love a coming of age. I really
Me
do.
too. So, like, I'm in, it's not taxing until like the end, or even like throughout it. There's like
throughout it, yeah.
Yeah. Emotionally taxing, but like
we'll do like not super crazy spoilers, I guess, but there will be spoilers for these movies.
Yes.
So do you want to give like a little rundown of kind of what Suncoast was about?
Yes. I actually cannot remember a single name of any of the characters. Christine. Played by Academy Award nominee Laura Linney.
Yes, Christine.
And her daughter.
Why am I literally struggling to remember her name?
Miss Nepo Baby.
Miss Nepo Baby, Nico Parker is her name in real life.
Nico Parker.
Doris. It's like a whole plot point.
Yeah, because it's an insane name for a young adult.
Played by Nico Parker, which is Ponyboi Newton's daughter.
Yes.
So she is a Nepo Baby hardcore, and her dad's a director. Directed Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Academy Award snub, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Yes. So the whole cast is just Academy Award related.
Absolutely. They play mother and daughter. And Nico's brother, Christine's son, whose name I don't recall.
Max or Matt? Max?
Something like that. Max. He has brain cancer and is like, it's just like them struggling through that. And then Doris feels like her mom's been distant and is trying to like make friends at school, and so like it's like a teenage coming of age story on her part, and then Christine's obviously
also,
like
I think it's
focused on her
important to say that her brother, who has brain cancer, is like immobile, does not speak.
Yes, he's
like,
blind.
He's blind. He's been put into a hospital, like a
when the movie starts, he's put into hospice care. He's like removed from the home and then put into full-time hospice care. And Christine goes to like stay with him, and so Nico Parker, Doris, has the house to herself for the first time.
Yes, and she has a very rocky relationship with her mother, who she thinks favors her brother, and
she just feels like abandoned.
Yeah, and her father is not in the picture.
He has died.
So it's your classic coming of age. Genuinely.
Haven't we all been through it?
And I think something that we had spoken about and we both agreed on is something we should bring up first, because we haven't even mentioned the fact that Woody Harrelson is in this movie.
And there's perhaps a reason for that.
There might be a reason that Woody Harrelson was not mentioned in that conversation.
Woody Harrelson's also in the movie as some kind of like mentor she meets at a burger place. Who along the way just like quite truly randomly pops up and gives her some advice.
And he's kind of been through something similar with his wife.
His wife died.
He lost his wife, so he like can relate to her, I guess. And they have like
they
little
trauma bond, I guess.
moments. He teaches her how to drive.
I forgot about that.
Beyond that, Woody Harrelson is entirely pointless.
Irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. That was one of my first notes, just like Woody Harrelson doesn't need to be here. No attack on Woody Harrelson, the man. I love the man.
Love the man.
Would love him to mentor me.
Who hasn't he mentored?
Who hasn't he mentored? Haley Steinfeld.
Wait, there's another one.
Yeah. Who shouldn't he have mentored the entire cast of Champions? But that's a different conversation.
Yes. But he's so pointless. Like,
he's so pointless.
Adds absolutely nothing to the story.
Yeah. Also, at one point, Doris gets really frustrated with him for like giving her his 2 cents, and honestly, fair enough. Is she mean to him? Yeah. Is that uncalled for? Kinda. But like, he's a random guy who just keeps popping up and is like, I saw. Also, what's he doing outside the hospital? That's another conversation.
He's there for the strike, or like where everyone's protesting.
Forgot about
that. That's what he's there for.
Yeah. But he's like, I saw you run into that hospital, so that means that you must be really invested, and this is what you have to do. Like, I'm sorry, if a 50-year-old man comes out of the woodwork while I'm like 16 and tells me what to do, I'd be like, you're not my dead dad.
No, literally.
Yeah. Let her go to a club.
She owes him nothing at all.
Let her blow off school with her little rebellious friends. Leave her alone.
Amen.
Yeah.
And he's so pointless. There's no need for him remotely. And something that I found really ridiculous to even prove the movie's own point of how pointless Woody Harrelson is.
Yeah.
There is the scene where they're at prom and her friend is drunk and crying about how like they're here together and they're her everything.
Love
and
her.
Nothing else matters because they're all together and it's the best day of her life. And that is what triggers in her head that my brother and mother are my everything.
Yeah, that's what resonates. Like, that's what
Woody
hits.
Harrelson wasn't even the person to like give her that realization, which you think
to be like
he
a
would
catalyst
be
for that epiphany
with like creating that character, but he wasn't. And
why have a 50-year-old man mentor when you can have a drunk 17-year-old?
And she's also 17. So they're both teenagers.
They're of the same age.
Iconic.
They're in the same group. They're friends. It makes sense that would be the person who would get through to her.
That's the thing, is this movie, I feel like, really captured the relationships of people in her life so greatly, except Woody Harrelson's.
Yeah. He was just fully pointless. Did they need another big name to get funding for the movie?
That's honestly, it was just Woody Harrelson for the sake of having Woody Harrelson in the movie is really what it was.
My big Woody Harrelson note was either like nix the character, strike him, or put him in it more and make him a bigger deal, make him a bigger part.
Like he should have been the person to make her have that
all or nothing, baby,
not her friend, I guess. But I thought the scene at the prom where she did have that realization was so good, though.
Me too.
I'm glad it wasn't Woody Harrelson.
I'm also so glad she left because I was like, don't go to the prom. Your brother's dying. Maybe run. You're having a bad time.
So going on to cast besides Woody Harrelson, we've got
celebrity TikToker Baby Ariel is
Baby
who
Ariel,
I would love to
that's
start
a good
with.
one to start with.
Yeah.
Yes. Or, okay, we could... Celebrity TikToker or star of Zombies 2 and Zombies 3.
That's how I knew her. When we were watching it, I said, is that the werewolf from Zombies 2? And you said, is that Baby Ariel? And it turns out they're the same person.
I cannot believe that Baby Ariel was in Zombies 2 and 3.
Neither can I. I actually hated her in Zombies 2 and 3. I was like, is that annoying werewolf from Zombies 2 in like this Sundance Film Festival movie right now about brain cancer? Who let her here?
She hasn't changed my mind about her either.
Absolutely
Maybe she shouldn't be acting.
Look, I didn't dislike her as much in this as I did in Zombies 2 and 3 because she's quite truly insufferable in those movies. But
That's
she
true.
comes pretty damn close.
Yeah, she honestly is awful in this character but like that doesn't
keep her away from the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, stop, don't you?
Don't you wish she wasn't in this
Baby
movie?
Ariel wasn't in the movie. No, she was fine. I'm just like, I feel like I'm more in shock every time she shows up now.
Me too. Were they trying to do that to like get in the young people?
Yeah, we're catering to the young people, which I guess could also come from putting Nico Parker in the movie, even because yes, she is Nepo baby Tandy Way Newton's daughter, but she's also in The Last of Us.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, is she popular amongst the youth? But like The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. She was in the video game adaptation of the TV adaptation of the video game.
Yes, she's on episode 1.
As Joel's daughter, and I thought she was good in that.
I thought she was good in that too. Like if I hadn't known she was a Nepo baby, I wouldn't have questioned the fact that she was cast on her own merits.
And she's also going to be in the new How to Train Your Dragon live action film.
I can see that.
I don't dislike her.
I don't dislike her either as an actress. I feel like at the beginning in particular, I kind of like sat in, liked it as it went on, but like at the beginning, I was like, she's giving nothing.
That's the thing. She's not the best.
No.
Remotely.
But at least she didn't overact, I guess.
It would take a lot for her to
I don't know if I'd call it acting. I think I'd call it reading.
I think it's literally like she sat and read her script. It definitely got a little better as the movie
It definitely
went on,
got a little bit better.
Or maybe we just were more... Maybe it was her character and like we were convinced of her as a person.
Or we were just like immersed in the story, and once you're immersed more, you can like forgive the acting. Yeah.
I mean, the very big dramatic scene at the end, I believed her.
Me too.
It was very believable.
When she was at prom, I said that girl's despondent and doesn't want to be there. So I was picking up on the emotional beats despite the fact she didn't open her mouth. So good for her.
But yeah, she's not horrible. She's not great. She's not. I wouldn't say she's like. I'm not at the stage where it's like I don't care if she's a Nepo baby. She's so talented. I'm not there.
God no. No. But I'm also not like Maya Hawke, get off the screen.
Yes. Couldn't agree more.
Yes, yes.
She's no Jack Quaid, but she's also no Maya Hawke.
Amen. Amen. On the scale of Nepo babies.
I don't know. Jack Quaid's definitely not at the top for me.
I was going to say, that would be a crazy number one Nepo baby to have.
Who's your favorite Nepo baby? Let's talk about it.
That's such a good question.
Zoe Deutsch.
I love Zoe Deutsch. Ben Platt. I'm kidding.
Rolled my eyes.
I think the audio listeners could feel it.
Yeah, they better.
Who's your favorite Nepo baby?
I probably like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah. The thing is, I feel like there's so many people I forget are Nepo babies because there are just
because
so
they've really
many.
made a name for themselves.
Really
Elizabeth
Oh,
Olsen.
I'm sorry. I know who my favorite Nepo baby is. Eloise Martin-Jones.
Oh my God, Eloise Martin-Jones, shout out. My favorite Nepo baby too.
Hands down.
Absolute star that woman is.
Amen. Look her up on LinkedIn.
Exactly. Look her up on LinkedIn. Say hi from us.
Absolutely. Give her a wave. Give her a poke on Facebook.
Tell her we're big fans.
I'd love to meet her one day.
You're so right.
I feel like I need to let that sit with me about other ones. I'll yell it out in the middle of the pod if I remember.
Yeah. Or you know what? We'll do a whole Nepo baby episode.
Actually, that's such a good idea.
That would be fun.
It's going in the notes. But yeah, in terms of other performances,
we have Laura Linney.
We have Laura Linney, and thank God.
Nominee Laura Linney, who we know personally.
We do. She's our close personal friend.
Video editor put the photo up on the screen.
That's literally what I was thinking just now.
Good.
I'll have a word to her.
And we'll put it on our story. We are close personal friends with Laura Linney. We saw her in summer 1976 on Broadway.
The memory on you, I could not pick the year, but
that year might be wrong. It's summer 1970 something.
Yeah.
I think it's 76.
The year we saw
it. And Jessica. Yeah, we saw it in 1976.
Yeah. So going back a bit, forgive us.
No, I can't remember that far.
It's tough.
But it was Laura Linney and Jessica Hecht from Friends.
Star Friends.
Star Friends. She's in a lot more, but that's claim to
your
fame.
highlight. Yeah.
And
lovely.
It was amazing.
She was so good.
Completely unrelated. It's literally just a play of two women having a relationship throughout a year.
Dialogue phenomenal.
The performances were amazing, and I was incredible. Captivated for this hour and a half conversation between these two women. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. And Laura Linney was phenomenal in that. She's similarly phenomenal in this.
She's amazing in this.
She's so good.
She is the highlight for me, I think.
Absolutely, hands down, no questions asked. I think that's also what made Nico Parker stand out as giving nothing, because Laura Linney was giving everything.
Yes, and so it created an equilibrium that made me ignore Nico Parker.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes when people famous esteemed actors, when they're really good and someone's like a newbie, it's either they're gonna match them and bring them up like Charles Melton in May December, or the discrepancy between the two is just gonna be so insanely obvious.
Harry Styles, Florence Pugh.
Amen.
Don't worry, darling.
Yeah, Florence Pugh just could not reach Harry's level, and that's okay. One day she will.
But so Laura Linney plays the mother of Nico and her son, and she's not a perfect mother by any means.
But she's a perfect character.
She's a perfect character, but she's definitely causing rifts and manipulating her daughter a little bit. And, but in the end, I feel like she's just kind of trying to get her daughter to understand the reality of the situation.
She's got a lot on her plate.
She does. She's a single mother.
She's a single full-time working mother. Medical fees aren't cheap in America.
Yeah, and she's on top of having to raise like a 16-year-old daughter, she's having to take care of her son who is
and grieve the son who she's losing at the same time.
Exactly. That's the thing, is the grieving has already set in.
Yeah, that she's kind of in denial,
even though he's not even dead yet, because they are having to come with the reality that he will die,
and also he's just not the person he was, because he's no longer functioning.
Yeah. See, my big note about Laura Linney's character was, I was like, I'm very conflicted, because she can be kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But also everything she's saying is kind of right.
No, I fully understand how she's acting, why she's doing what she's doing, but then I get how, especially if you're like 17, you're gonna take that and feel neglected and
fight against it almost.
Absolutely. So like I understood where both of the characters were coming from.
That's the thing, is Nico Parker's character also treated her mom pretty horribly as well. So
yeah, I was like, babe, you're being so self-centered.
Perfect people.
Yeah. But I love a flawed character.
Her character is amazing.
Yeah.
And
so funny as well.
It was so funny. Some of the lines that came out of her mouth were just
hilarious,
hysterical. I would love to spend a day with the woman.
Oh my god, me too. I'd love to be mothered by her.
I would love to be mothered by her. Oh my god.
She could leave me alone in a house for as long as she wants.
Like, there is a very beautiful scene where Nico Parker finally gets friends.
Yes.
And she does invite them all over, and they're playing like Truth or Strip or like Spin the Bottle or something.
I don't know.
And
those Floridians.
Like, half naked kissing each other, and
yeah, and that's when Laura Linney walks in. Who walks in but Academy Award nominee Laura Linney?
And she was just pissed that she's having orgies.
She's like, you're having
house.
an orgy. I leave you alone and you have an orgy.
She really was an incredible character. I loved her so much.
And then at one point she's like coming to the hospital and a security guard stops her because someone called it a bomb threat, and she was like, a bomb threat? Everyone in here is almost dead anyway. Why bother?
And as she's leaving, she's going to work at the bomb factory.
Yeah. So funny.
She was great.
A little dry cynic.
And something else not related to Laura Linney, but her friends that you had pointed out, was how they're not good people. Like, they're not horrible. They're just like your classic
rebellious
17-year-old rebellious people that like want to go drink and party and
so they're bad influences on Doris.
And they really were. I literally have written down they might be bad influences, but damn, are they good friends?
They are good friends, especially Main Little Blondie.
Main Little Blondie, and
she stood
the
up
other
to
girl.
Baby Ariel.
Yes. On the day of the prom, she stood up to Baby Ariel for being kind of an ass to Doris. And I was like, that is actually really cute, because she really does have no friends. And then she sort of joins this friend group. And in the back of my head, I'm like, they're going to, like, something's going to happen that's going to make them,
like, bad friends,
treat her poorly or something.
But that doesn't really happen.
It didn't happen, and I thought that was really nice to see.
Yeah, there's always going to be one person in the friend group, and that one person is Baby Ariel.
That one person is Baby Ariel.
Yeah. That one person is
fine.
Sexy Baby Ariel.
They put Sexy Baby Ariel in her place, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. But also, I feel, yes, they are bad influences. Like, they try to influence her to, like, cut class and do all this stuff. And she does because she wants to make friends. I get it. At one point, I was like, she should find a better crowd. But also, I feel like there's problems of very high school temporary problems.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, in the real world, there is no class to cut. You know? Yeah. So once you graduate, who cares?
Exactly. It was
They're
just
still
them
good
being a classic teenager, and they treated her well, and I loved that.
I loved that too.
And I only have one more note on this movie. I don't know how much more you have.
I feel like I've just been really riding the wave and rattling off stuff without even looking.
I'm also sure we had so much of the same stuff.
Yeah. We did, in fact,
we watched
watch it
this
together.
We were talking with each other while we were watching it. But,
yeah, no, I feel like these are my main points. What's your last note?
My last note is, Annabelle, this movie made me sob.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like, I tried so hard to be quiet about it, but I was literally sobbing my eyes
like,
out
at the end.
Yeah.
Yes. No, there was a point when we were on the phone that we were like silent for 10 minutes, and I was crying too, and I was like,
okay, good.
We're both crying right now.
Because I was like, if she speaks to me, I'm not going to be able to talk back, and it's going to sound like
no, we were just both dead silent crying.
I was sobbing, and it started out at the prom scene. It was like I was tearing up because I was like, this is really cute. And then it turned into what happens after, which I'm not going to mention.
Yeah.
And
emotion.
It's very emotional. Yeah. And it's very, very sad. So if you don't like sad movies, maybe this isn't the one for you.
But if you want to have a cathartic little cry,
watch it. Also, it comes out on Hulu February 9th. So I highly suggest you should that this movie should be watched. I really do.
Amen, me sure. I was just returning my camera on.
That's okay. I think that this movie needs to be watched, personally.
No, me too. I think it's so good. Great performances. True story is crazy. That's so sad.
It's true story, and it definitely was my favorite of the 3 Sundance films that we watched.
We both gave it the same little score in Letterboxd.
We did. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10,
baby.
Cats does countdown.
Check us on Letterboxd so that you can see our review. Follow us on Letterboxd.
At Sick Next Tuesday?
Sick Next Tuesday.
Yeah. I'll put it up on the screen in editing.
Amen. Love
that. Love.
Should we move on to our second movie?
We shall. Okay, are we going to move on to the movie that we watched second chronologically?
Would you like to, or would you like to go into the other one?
I quite truly don't mind, baby girl. Your choice.
I say we go with our first movie.
Okay, let's go. Let's go all the way back.
All right, so we're going to go back into the depths of our mind. This movie is what we watched on Thursday.
The first day of Sundance.
First day of Sundance Online. And this movie was called Love Me.
Starring Kristen Stewart.
Big cast, but also...
Too many names to mention.
It was Love Me starring Kristen Stewart and Steven Yeun.
Yes. Sometimes on screen, sometimes not.
It was crazy cast. Like that is a big cast, but also...
Would you like to give us a little rundown of what the movie's about?
You want me to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I asked, because I didn't want to do it.
Okay, that's fine. So Sundance, oh my gosh. So Love Me, it's sort of like a little futuristic movie. And it is about a satellite and a buoy that it's in the future and there's like nobody left in the world. Am I correct when I say that?
You are correct. I think it's set like 2040 something.
2050, 2052 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, memory, go on.
There's nobody in the world anymore. There's this satellite and this buoy, and they meet, and the satellite is asking the buoy if it is alive. And so the buoy basically goes through its Rolodex of
like
humanity.
Everything that's on the internet, basically. Like every like little skerrick of humanity left online. Learns
how to be human, and they fall in love. And that is what Love Me is about. So it is about a satellite and buoy falling in love.
That's it.
Obviously, like that's the most obvious plot of a movie.
I think we've all seen it before.
I think we have. Who hasn't?
Who hasn't? Who hasn't experienced it?
And also, so I feel like it's important to say that this movie, well, starts out with just a satellite and a buoy, and then it turns into an animated film.
Yes. So some of the okay, also heads up, I'm foreign. I'm going to say boy because that's how we say it. B-U-O-Y. I pronounce it boy.
Yes.
It's fine. I'm probably not going to be talking about boys as in men, so it's fine. But the boy, when it's learning all about like human civilization and stuff from the satellite, it's going through the internet, it stumbles across this influencer who looks like Kristen Stewart. A blonde femme Kristen Stewart.
No, like...
Who's like a lifestyle influencer.
She's in her YouTuber era, baby.
And I'm obsessed. And her and Steven Yeun are like a little lifestyle couple who make like date night vlogs and stuff like that. So the boy becomes obsessed with wanting to imitate Kristen Stewart. And like her voice slowly becomes more and more like Kristen Stewart's voice. The boy ends up being able to access some part of its mind where it recreates the date night vlog like scene for scene in animation.
And it basically, the buoy also forces the satellite to become Steven Yeun and also become that person and look like that person, so that they are basically the couple, basically, but they're the buoy and the satellite instead.
They're like acting like them. They have to do everything like word for word, shot for shot.
Over and over again, and perfect.
Except the boy wants it to be perfect and wants to just like live this loop over and over again and be exactly like them. But Steven Yeun starts wanting to like shake it up and actually be a couple.
But the buoy, Kristen Stewart, does not want that, because I feel it's, they don't want change. I feel like that's a very normal thing.
So true. Stability of constancy
is what, like, I have never had so much difficulty trying to explain a movie in my life. Like,
yeah, I gave it a go to my mom last night on the phone and I was failing, which is why I wanted you to do it today.
It's hard because this movie is it's simple in that, like, it's a very simple love story at its, like, core, but
amen,
what actually happens and, like, what you're actually seeing is, like, bizarre.
That's so true. But I feel like what's a big pro of the movie is it makes something that sounds so bizarre to explain, like, very simple and straightforward to watch on screen.
Yeah,
it's very easy to understand.
It's so easy to understand, and it
brings out humanity into things that are actually not human.
It really does. Which I thought that was really, really lovely.
That's
what an insightful thing to say, Annabelle.
Thank you so much. Don't sound so shocked.
I was shocked because that was such a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much.
You just said.
Thank you so much.
I feel like the notes that I had when watching this movie are just so ridiculous and so
Me
stupid.
Too. No, every single one is just random words.
It's an hour and a half of, like, a buoy and satellite doing the same thing over and over again until they go crazy. So like, what else am I gonna write?
Yeah.
I think the one thing I didn't like about it, I thought it was cool. The animation progresses to be more and more human-like.
At first, it's like Sims animation,
more and more,
and then it's like Pixar animation. Yeah, so that's a nice little metaphor.
I thought that was cool. I didn't like some of the animation because it did feel like a video game.
I felt like I was playing Sims.
I didn't like that much. I feel like could have been a better way to do it, or maybe get different animators or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got Kristen Stewart in it. You've got money. Yeah. That was my, like, big pro. Just, I think it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, it is a very cool concept.
I haven't seen a boy and a satellite fall in love on screen before.
No, same. And I have now, so that's all that matters.
Have ticked that off the bucket list.
I think the best thing that this movie gave us was Kristen Stewart and her influencer life.
Absolutely. I needed to see that.
Probably the highlight of the movie for me.
Me too.
I know you would eat that up. You would watch those videos 100%.
Like crazy. She's someone I would subscribe to and be like, haha, it's ironic, but it wouldn't. I'd eat it up.
Yeah.
I'd watch every video, notifications turned on.
You would buy something that she is like, you should try this new product. So
yeah,
I know that you would love it. It also,
absolutely.
Something that you had said that I'm going to reiterate, because I don't know if you put it as a note, but I did, is it very much gives Barbie vlogs.
It so gives Barbie vlogs, and that is one of my notes.
It's hardcore Barbie vlogs. Like, she is Barbie and Ken.
Barbie Kristen Stewart face reveal gives Barbie's YouTube channel.
It does, and they have the genitals to prove it.
Amen. Or the lack thereof.
That's a better term, yeah.
But I also thought that was really funny because I'm like, the boy, like, this influencer wouldn't have been posting nudes online, so all the boy knows of this influencer and of what, like, humans look like is her outside form with clothes.
Exactly. That's exactly what they were looking at.
Unless she watched porn, I don't know.
She consumed every inch of the internet, so there's no way she didn't see it.
Yeah, little pervert.
Exactly. I feel like I literally am just, like, looking at what I wrote, and I'm like, some of this stuff is so ridiculous. I'm gonna say one of them, and it's the Chihuahua wearing the Cheeto bag hat was funny, Kristen, and you're just kind of being a bitch.
Stephen Yeun, like, the satellite, sends a meme of a Chihuahua wearing a Cheeto hat, and she's like, that's not funny. And then she edits it to try and make it more funny, but makes it less funny. You're so right. That's important, and finally someone is talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. My notes are hard-hitting journalism.
Some of mine. Oh, one of the quotes that I wrote down is, "You're not a satellite. You're not a satellite."
I have that written down too. I'm not a satellite. I'm not a satellite. I'm not a satellite.
Stephen Yeun's trying to be like, "You're human. You're not a satellite. You're not a satellite." It's so funny. Love that.
I literally have that written down, like, word for word. It's just, I'm not a satellite. I'm not a satellite.
I also have the boy is drowning herself. Call the police.
There's so much about water in this. I don't know why.
A lot of aquatic imagery.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is a buoy, but
it's true. She loves herself some water.
I don't remember this part, but I wrote down, like, me when I wake up in the morning and I'm thirsty. Does she drink a lot of water at some point?
Wait, yeah. So when she after the boy drowns herself for a billion years,
Oh yes.
she comes back like as human Kristen Stewart because they've fully like achieved humanity a billion years later, and Steven Yeun has been like really like he's made the perfect glass of water. He's created water. It's giving.
Yeah,
God.
he has.
And he's like, try this, and she's like, this is a masterpiece. Like she loves the water. She's obsessed with the water.
She is so insanely
even though she's a boy and quite truly lives and breathes and survives in the water.
That's exactly why. Like she's like, you made this.
Yeah.
So that's clearly why. Because I also wrote, the one thing I love about this movie is the amount of manifestation, because I love a little manifestation, and if anybody can manifest, it's Steven Yeun, because that man manifested water.
Yeah.
Even though it already existed. That's why I'm like, what?
Well, so what I'm thinking,
tell me,
is like none of this actually happened, right? There's still like a boy in water and a satellite in the sky.
And this is all
happening in their brains. So he's never tried water because he's a satellite.
He's a satellite and he's up in the sky.
So he's achieved like the perfect imaginative creation of water. Like he's finally got what he thinks it would taste like.
Yeah. Okay.
Is my guess. And they're in this kind of like mind palace together.
I like that.
To use a Sherlock term.
Even thought about that, but that's good.
Is this just like about the power of imagination? Or the power of AI?
It's very anti-social media.
Yeah.
Which was great, because I delete my social media every 3 months.
And then you re-download it every 3 months.
Exactly. So I love that. That's the thing about this movie, is I feel like there were messages that just went over my head.
I feel like it's open to interpretation, and there are a lot of messages that could be drawn from it, but I'm not sure what they are. Like, it's not clear-cut.
Like, I don't know what their intention with making this movie was.
Honestly, it could be seen as pro-AI, which is bold.
It could be.
In the wake of the strike.
Very well could be.
Yeah.
Which seems very... Like, that does not seem like something Kristen Stewart would be down to do.
Yeah, it seems like she'd want to be paid.
But I don't know. Something else I needed to bring up was Kristen Stewart does not know how to kiss a man.
No, she does not. She doesn't want to kiss a man. Let her not.
It's so obvious.
Sorry. Also, trigger warning, straight Kristen Stewart jump scare.
Like, the straightest Kristen Stewart I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah. Straighter than Twilight.
Straighter than Twilight.
Straighter than Snow White and the Huntsman.
No. Yeah. She's so straight in that movie. But the animated kiss was better than the real kiss.
It really was. She should have taken notes.
I
think in this day and age, we shouldn't make Kristen Stewart kiss a man.
You're right. Who had a gun to her back while she was
literally
making this movie?
Do it.
Kiss him. And then the only other thing that I really, really stuck out to me with this movie is it is literally WALL-E.
It is WALL-E.
Like, it is the plot of WALL-E. It is two essentially robots that meet, have nothing in common, and fall in love.
So true.
So you could just watch WALL-E. You could watch Love Me.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer WALL-E.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a WALL-E hater.
I don't know why.
I do know why. I watched it. I mean, you probably watched it at the same time, but maybe you were a more intellectual child than me. My dad and I watched it and left wanting to kill ourselves.
There's not a lot of talking.
I just remember it being really depressing.
It is a depressing movie.
And I left being like, I'm gonna be obese floating in a chair and the world's and that's like bad apparently.
WALL-E made some really valid points about the world we currently live in.
I think I'd appreciate it more now.
I think you need to rewatch WALL-E because I think you'd like it more than Love Me.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you. Next episode.
WALL-E.
WALL-E.
WALL-E, me, love me.
We only do movies based on robots.
Done. iRobot.
Oh my god. Would love to do that.
Easy.
But yeah, this movie is literally WALL-E.
So true.
But I genuinely, I don't have much to say about this movie. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time. There was some like funny things.
Yeah, it was funny. It was, some of it was insightful. I felt like I'm glad it wasn't more than an hour and a half.
I agree.
I think it could have hurt itself, but I didn't dislike it at all. I thought it was good.
My like 2 overall notes that I just read were like 1, sick concept, 2, message question mark.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's just kind of like
left
why?
the movie.
I feel like Wally, for memory, the message is clear.
Oh, very clear. Yes.
Yeah, so this is like a confused Wally.
It's Wally, curious Wally.
Curious
I don't know.
Wally, yeah. Woke Wally.
Yeah, but I liked it. I liked it.
I liked it. It was fun. It was cute.
Would you put this? What slot would you put this in? If Suncoast is number 1 as your favorite movie that we watched this weekend, where would you put Love Me?
I feel like we might differ.
What do you think?
I feel like I'm gonna put it as number 2.
I'm also gonna put it as number 2.
Then I feel like we're not gonna differ and we're gonna be exactly the same. Love that.
I liked it. It's good.
Me too. It was fun. I had a good time watching it.
The other big thing is I really did relate to the buoy because she sits there in the water and just consumes hours on hours of YouTube videos.
Same.
And that can't be a more relatable character.
Me between 4 and 6:30 a.m. this morning. I watched so many Wizards of Waverly Place podcasts. Stop. I shouldn't be allowed to do that. Why'd I do that?
Oh my gosh.
I don't need to see that.
I haven't seen any of the Wizards of Waverly Place podcasts.
I'll give you a rundown from beginning to end. You don't need to.
That's the next episode.
I'd love to be on it, actually. Yeah, let's do it. Not the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. The podcast.
But what did you give it on Letterboxd?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I also gave it a 7.
3.5 star, if you will.
Yeah, that's good.
It is.
If this point has been made, check us out on Letterboxd.
Check us out on Letterboxd. Sick next Tuesday.
And you can see that 7 right there.
Right there. And a quirky little snappy review.
Yeah, baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl.
Do we want to move on to our final movie?
I think we do want to move on to our final movie. What if I said no?
Then that would be it, and we will see you next Tuesday. So our final movie was
Ponyboi.
Ponyboi.
I'm gonna struggle to recap this one too.
Do you want me to do it? I can attempt to.
I would love to. You know what? Yeah, you start us off. You start guiding us down,
we'll
and
help
I'll
each other out.
yes and jump in as necessary.
So this movie is based off of.
It is set in Ben's hometown, the Jersey Shore.
It is set in Jersey Shore. Actually, it's not even Jersey Shore.
It's not. It's New Jersey. Yeah.
It is set in New Jersey though, on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
It's based off of a short film from 2019, which
we have also watched.
I have not fact checked this. I don't know if it's true, but it is the first film to feature an intersex actor playing an intersex character as the lead.
That's insane to me. 2019 was the first movie. It's also like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'd love to know what the second one was. Probably this movie.
Probably this. I hate society.
So this movie stars River Gallo. I think it's Gallo.
Yeah, probably.
I would assume it's Gallo.
Yeah.
So River Gallo is the lead. It also has Dylan O'Brien,
Victoria
Pedretti.
Other people.
And everybody under the sun. Rachel McAdams, Hilary Duff.
There are so many celebrity lookalikes in this movie. Someone would come on screen and we'd be like, is that star of the screen Hilary Duff? Is that Minnie Driver?
Minnie Driver is in it.
Star.
No, these people are not in it. It was just Victoria Pedretti, Dylan O'Brien, River Gallo. And River Gallo is an intersex laundromat worker.
Yes. Working at Dylan O'Brien's laundromat, correct?
Yes. And Dylan O'Brien is like a pimp, basically.
Yeah, a little drug dealer, man whore.
He's got some prostitutes.
He does.
He's got it all.
He's got it all. His
the whole
business is a renaissance man. Why pick one?
And he is in a relationship with Victoria Pedretti, who is pregnant with his baby.
Yes.
Does
Jersey
Dylan
Victoria
O'Brien
Pedretti
stay faithful?
Absolutely not.
I did say that was Victoria Pedretti. Don't worry.
No.
Does he stay faithful? No.
No.
Not remotely. And he sleeps with like basically
everyone,
every woman.
And I feel like he wouldn't call it that.
Person,
every human being.
Every person. You're so right. Because
pan icon.
So that happens, and then River Gallo is.
It's also hard to do this without
one
spoilers.
Of the pimps, or are they just?
I think they like, based on the short film, they like do it quite a bit. Right? They just like are one of the little prostitute workers.
I think so.
Yeah. But is this their first time giving drugs as well?
Yes, they sleep with this man who is important. And
he's got something going on in the drug community.
Yes.
Yes.
And he has this like new drug, and
yeah, it's crazy. It sparkles.
He ends up dying.
Yeah.
While they're having sex from the drugs.
Flex.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
And it essentially forces River Gallo to run away,
go on the run, steal the money, get out,
steal the money, and also try to like take down Dylan O'Brien in a way.
Yeah.
While doing it,
I think because River's like, look, life as I know it is over. I'm gonna take down Dylan, considering I can't go back to Dylan.
Yeah. And thoughts on the movie?
Also River's dad is dead.
Yes.
Oh, Ponyboi is the character.
Murray Bartlett's in it.
Murray Bartlett's also in this movie.
This is the worst recap of a movie
To be fair,
ever.
it's a hard movie to recap.
Yeah.
The synopsis for Sundance is so vague.
Very vague.
Yeah.
But Murray Bartlett is in it.
Murray Bartlett's in it, and you don't really know the entire time if Murray Bartlett is real or not real. I'm not going to spoiler alert the answer to that. But also, at the beginning of the movie, Ponyboi, played by River, gets a call from their mom being like, your dad's dying. Come home to see your dad. And Ponyboy's like, no, I have a complicated relationship with my dad. No. But when Ponyboi ends up going on the run post-sex killing, Ponyboi then is like, I'm going to go see Papa.
Yeah.
And Murray Bartlett comes along for the ride.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Love Murray Bartlett.
Love Murray Bartlett. Murray Bartlett killed.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, Dylan O'Brien killed. Like, he was
Dylan
great
O'Brien
in this movie.
slaughtered, and I think the discrepancy between him and the actor who played his character in the short film was immense.
Also, what is with Dylan O'Brien playing only disgusting
hideous,
people recently?
grimy?
He got a beard, and suddenly it's like,
yeah,
that's all we can cast him in.
Beard maketh man. Yeah. Victoria also killed.
That's actually my first note.
Love.
Is Victoria is quite good in this.
Okay. England.
And
quite.
I thought everybody was good. I think that River was probably the weakest actor.
I agree. Is
in it.
I feel like River's not gunning to be an actor in projects that they didn't write, though, right?
No, because they wrote we didn't even say that.
Yeah, they wrote this. This is like their creation and the short film. They kind of give like artist who creates their own work and stars in their own work because it's their story and also who the hell else is going to play it.
And I think that they kind of wrote this. It feels, especially with the short film, not so much with the feature, obviously. It feels semi-autobiographical.
It feels incredibly personal, especially like the character. I don't necessarily know if all of that drug stuff went on in River's life because, God, who's to say? But it felt like a very personalized character.
So
that would be crazy if it was played by someone else.
Yeah. No,
that would feel wrong.
Right. But they were definitely like the weakest actor. It wasn't bad by any means.
But also they were up against a good cast. So
yeah, they really did all kill with their characters. It was fun
for sure
because you get Jersey, you've got the Jersey accents, you
do. You've got the leopard
Jersey
print,
aesthetic,
coat from Victoria,
the cheetah print fur coat, So acting wise, it was good. I thought the cast was really good.
I agree. And the story, I was a little bit confused in parts. I agree. Be honest. Does that matter necessarily? No. I don't know if it was supposed to be super clear. some of it I feel like was supposed to be
That's-
clear and I wasn't picking up, but that could be a me problem, that could be a storytelling problem.
Yeah. I think
But then
you're
there were
right.
some parts that were definitely like open to interpretation. For instance, the
Yeah,
Murray
there was a
Bartlett
lot
of
of
it
it that led to that, especially
Yeah.
towards
all. The
like middle end. Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was I thought it was a good movie. I didn't think it was a great movie.
Neither did I. But yeah, it's clearly like a passion project of theirs, and they've been going at it for years
That's
with like
exactly-
making the short
that's-
film. I'm glad it was actualized into a real movie.
That's literally the case. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a passion project.
Absolutely.
Also, I thought it was really
Crazy it's the first intersex representation on screen by an intersex
Wild.
person. Insane. So
I
love that.
I just can't believe that.
About time. Goddamn.
But yeah, I feel like for me, what's actually crazy and why I think that I have a not like super love for this movie is after the like big moment of that man dying,
Yes.
this movie could have really
Gone in
Like,
a number of directions.
gone somewhere.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
No.
I was honestly
It actually,
a
we didn't
little-
even really leave Jersey.
Nope. I was a little bored
Me too.
after the
Me too.
death. And I was like, this huge thing just happened and
Yeah.
I should be like, wow, like crazy, but I wasn't. And it just felt a little uninteresting and almost like, because, spoiler alert for the short film,
Yes.
that does not happen.
There's no death. Yeah. The main pivotal, like, climactic game changer doesn't happen.
Which is why I was like, okay, well, clearly
They needed
the
to add
short
something
feels
into the feature.
very autobiographical because
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. And this whole like murder scene felt like this was River's way of turning it into a feature film almost,
Yeah.
but they just didn't know what to do with it.
That's a lot of, I think that's why I was confused, because it felt a little bit confused in the making of it.
Yeah.
Also, bits of it, definitely the short film as well, but like bits of it gave like student film, we're kind of muddling through this. We're not really sure of what we're doing, but we're making a movie, and
Yeah.
we've somehow got Dylan O'Brien and Murray Bartlett and Victoria Pedretti to be on board.
Yeah. It did feel very student film. Which the short film feels very
Insanely student film.
despite being produced by Emma
Emma
Thompson,
Thompson and
Stephen
Stephen Fry. Though I feel like Emma's kind of like down to support young art. Like that's what she does. She gives out
Yeah.
money to artists, you know?
So it still felt very like very student film. The
Insane.
short film did, and that did translate over to the feature film as well. But, it was a good movie. It was fine. I didn't
Yeah.
love it.
It also aesthetically euphoria.
Yes, and like some of the lines are really funny. They're not funny, but just like very
Yeah.
good. I love the Every Girl in Jersey is a Springsteen fan. We need to cross check this. Get Charlotte on the phone right now.
So true. Yeah. How do you feel about Springsteen?
We need to know.
We need to know.
Is Every Girl in Jersey a Springsteen fan?
And more pure than a nun's pussy. Good line.
Great line. That was
Great
funny.
line.
And then having to explain the joke made it even funnier. Actually, I'd argue.
Absolutely. Which is rare.
But something I really didn't like, especially this is early on in the movie, is there is a dream sequence of Murray and River having sex.
Yes. Like intercut with the man who was killed during sex?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Classic face swap.
that whole dream sequence felt like it was made in the 2000s when they didn't know how to edit drug scenes, or like, you know, those
that's so
really
true.
really vivid like drug montages from like the 2000s movies.
Yeah, that I
That's what
feel
this
like are now
felt
parodied in comedy movies.
Yes, that's what this felt like.
It felt like but
And
it was taking itself seriously.
very
Yes.
Very
Yes,
seriously.
Yes. No, I agree. Yeah. Also, I was just confused a lot about what was a dream and what wasn't because of the like coloring choices.
It was no, like that whole scene in the laundromat
Yeah.
where we were like,
It's a dream.
There's like
but then it went on for so
like,
long that I was like, I think it's real.
Yeah, and then it kept going into more scenes.
I was like,
no.
well, I had a theory. Oh, movie has stopped recording. I had a theory that the entire thing was going to be a dream sequence.
And I thank the good damn Lord.
I was so worried. I was like, what if it's all just like a drug high? And
that would have been so bad. I'm honestly, thank God it wasn't.
They wake up next to the man who's not dead and everything's fine. No, thank God. I was just worried it was going to go in that direction because I didn't feel like I was in safe enough hands that the movie wasn't going to go in that direction.
Yeah. This movie did. I think Ponyboi might be the first horse girl.
Amen. Amen.
And also, I think that in the end, spoiler alert, this isn't huge. They're like leave Jersey, and
yeah, that's the repercussion of their action. It's like, you've messed up. You've gone on this crime spree. You need to get out of Jersey. That's your punishment. That's your sentence. I'm like, what?
I'd be like, hell yeah. Okay.
You've handed me a gift. Thank you. Yeah. I can never go back to Jersey. Boo hoo.
All right.
You have to go to Manhattan. Good luck.
It's like, I'd be kissing the man's feet.
Yeah. Thank you, Dylan.
But I don't know. It was a fine movie. I honestly, like, I don't really have any other notes even written about.
This isn't even like a negative thing necessarily because I like a complicated character, but definitely for the first like half, if not 3/4, I was like, I think I hate Ponyboi as a person.
Exactly. I love an unlikable
lead
protagonist a lot of times. I think that's such a interesting way to portray somebody. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you're gonna make an unlikable protagonist, you need to
have other likable people
intending to make them unlikable.
I had no idea if the intention was for them to be unlikable.
I don't think so.
I didn't.
Because this reminds me of Shortcomings, which we both watched recently.
Yes.
Quite possibly one of the most. I hate that lead guy.
Ben is his name.
Hate him.
I want him dead.
I hate that man. Yeah. And there's no way in hell that they intended for his character to be so unlikable.
I hated him. Every single decision he made, it was everything. From like the guy playing his screen presence to like the way he was written to every decision he made.
A hardcore narcissist, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, awful.
And I was like, do they want me to feel bad for him when like bad things happen to him? I'm like, I don't care. You suck.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, the one person his girlfriend was cheating with, that guy was my favorite character. He was in half a scene. I said, I'm rooting for him.
And no, me and my mother watched that movie together, and my mom kept being like, every time the girl would be like, I'm leaving, or like, I want out of the relationship, my mom's like, good,
go,
get out,
run.
So that felt similar in Ponyboi. I feel like Ponyboi was not supposed to be a bad protagonist. I was annoyed.
Yeah. Towards the end, I was like, okay.
It got better. You're right.
But definitely like first half, I was like, every single thing you're doing, hate it. I mean, right off the bat, you find out that Victoria Pedretti is their best friend and they're cheating with Dylan O'Brien.
The daddy of Victoria Pedretti's
The only person who did no wrong is Victoria Pedretti.
Genuinely.
She did kill a man. But amen.
Yeah.
The way I said there won't be any spoilers.
I know. I was like, that's fine. Honestly.
Which man did she kill? Who's to say?
And this movie is spoilable because of. I feel like it.
I also didn't.
It's kind of predictable too. In its core.
I think that's one of my notes that I haven't remotely read.
It's very predictable, even though it is confusing.
That's what I said. I said it's like derivative of a bunch of other things in parts, and they kind of like mash together. But like that mash is kind of a weird blur, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, this was probably my third favorite of the three. I didn't dislike it. I don't dislike it. I gave
it a low 7.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And it is my third favorite, but like this movie is definitely for somebody. I just don't know if it's for me. I don't know.
There's also a weird incest implication that I'm really confused about, watch the movie and let me know.
The way I'm struggling to remember this incest implication.
Murray Bartlett.
Oh, that's the thing. That's what makes this confusing. I was like, is it though?
I didn't know the answer, but if that is the implication,
after you watch
let us know. Does he want to have sex with his dad or not? Let me know. Because lean into that. That's a crazy choice for a character.
Confirmed it slightly.
Yeah. As soon as it started, I said, oh, he does want to.
But I don't know. Please comment below.
Please let us know. We have questions and we need them answered.
But I thought Sundance was good. We had such a lovely little weekend. What a busy little weekend we had.
What a busy little cinematic weekend.
It was the most cinematic weekend I think I've ever had
in my entire life, apart from when we go to the Oscars in a couple of weeks live and in the room. Amen.
Should I try and get tickets?
I'm manifesting. If Love Me taught me anything,
it's that manifestation works.
Amen.
And I believe it.
I believe anything Kristen tells me.
I cannot tell listeners when Love Me or Ponyboi is coming to theaters or streaming. I have no idea.
I also have no idea.
I only know that Suncoast will be on February 9th on Hulu.
Not sponsored.
And if you're gonna watch one of the three,
that's the one.
I suggest. Can you hear this right now?
Yeah. What is happening? Hooligans. I think
it is
hollering?
The street rats running around
Baltimore.
cheering and yelling. But yeah, so if you're gonna watch one of them, watch Suncoast.
Watch the one that's readily available on Hulu in a couple of weeks. Yep.
But with that, is that everything we got?
I feel like that's almost a wrap.
It might be a wrap.
It might in fact be a wrap.
All right. Should
we do a little sign off?
Okay. Sick. We'll see you next Tuesday.
I'm not nervous.
I don't know why.
I'm nervous that the audio is going to be bad.
Also, you didn't say a thing about my haircut. I just wanted
I thought that mentally, and then I didn't say anything. It looks really good.
Thanks.